Tennessee's population is rapidly growing, as many of us know, expecting to reach 8 million by the year 2040, according to researchers.
But what factors are changing the Tennessee population rate so drastically, and why? Lexi Horvath has more. Let's take a listen.
We're not forecasting that the world's going to change. The world's already changing.
Specifically in population numbers.
Almost all population change can be thought of in kind of three components. You've got births, deaths, and net migration. How many people are moving to your state?
Matt Harris and a team of researchers at the University of Tennessee's Boyd Center for Business and Economic Research produced these forecasted models for the state of Tennessee at county, age, race, and gender levels.
We're using data from 2010 up until 2022 to be able to forecast what's likely to happen going forward.
Finding that recent net migration numbers, or new residents moving into the state, have been the biggest driving force of population increase.
What we're seeing now is record net migration, at least in recent history. We had 91,000 people move to the state in 2022, 76,000 come in 2023.
Averaging to 80,000 people per year moving to Tennessee.
The number suggests that people are at least staying for longer than a year or two because that net migration keeps being at very high levels.
According to this graph, the state is expected to add more than 600,000 people between 2020 and 2030, about 35,000 more people than were added from 2010 to 2020. But where are the majority of these people going?
Where we're really seeing unprecedented growth is in some of the smaller rural counties that historically people aren't moving to in great numbers, and now they are.
And who?
Most of the migration that we see tends to be from more working age families, which is good news long run for Tennessee's growth.
But growth in not only numbers is expected to increase.
We expect racial and ethnic diversity to continue to increase.
But with this new data, new questions arise.
We are seeing people moving here in larger numbers, and how do we make sure that we have the amenities that people need in order to be able to live and thrive in their communities?
Of course, people are moving here so much. I mean, you just look around and you see all those new apartment complexes, new housing subdivisions, and you can look. You don't even need to know that there is a study in the background. You can just see it happening.
Yeah, there's new restaurants, new buildings, new work opportunities. I know that 95% of counties in the state of Tennessee saw a population increase last year back in 2023, and it seems as though it's really only growing.
It seems like, yeah, over this decade we're in, going all the way to 2030, as we talked about, we're going to be seeing a 0.82% annual increase in population. It's just going to keep going. Now, those researchers at UT in Knoxville also reporting that, once we reach, the 2030s to 2040s, that baby boomer population will be reaching a later stage in life. So it won't be growing as steadily at that point, because unfortunately we'll see a rise of deaths in that age group. So it'll kind of slow down, taper off just a bit, but still steadily rising. You saw that graph. It's like the steady curve going up over the next couple years.
Yeah. And like we heard from Lexi's reporting there, it's kind of a double-edged sword here. On one hand, it's very exciting. Everyone's moving to Tennessee. It's a growing, booming state, more opportunity for economic growth, more opportunity for societal growth. But at the same time, like he mentioned, traffic, fitting all of these people in these areas, making sure that there's enough room, enough resources for everyone who's coming here.
And just getting back to that aging population, of course, as we see that rise, it's also a factor of having the resources for that age group, healthcare, housing for that age group. So it's a lot to consider here as, Tennessee's landscape changes so much.
Exactly.
It'll be interesting to see what becomes of it.